Look at them there doggies sunbathing, getting that vitamin D. Ooh-wee. Hi, welcome to my journey. I was just wondering, right? How come we have all of these people out here trying to do this one size fits all, trying to make it seem like somebody out there just has to find the equation that's going to fit everybody, right? They're going to create a master key that will be able to unlock everyone's lock. Hold on. So to me, this is exactly the type of thinking that will get you to be obsolete in your job. Okay? Why do they need you to be a representative if we're just going to treat everybody the same? What do you need it for? Right? Why do we need agents, to assess a case if you're just going to turn around and just generalize the case without evaluating with analytics and comparing that to statistics and also their individual files? I don't understand, right? So y'all are doing it to yourself. Keep that shit up, and y'all are going to be sitting up here trying to figure out how come you're being treated like a prescription rather than an individual, because you set it up that way, right? You set it up that way. You were the one running around here, right, talking about everybody can be figured out. And since everybody can be figured out, you also overgeneralized that because everybody can be figured out, that there's a key, one key that can open up the lock to everybody. Well, the first part, if anybody listens to it, they have to recognize that's your magic trick. The magic trick is if they believe the lie, then everything that follows the lie will be true to the lie. Anyway, I just couldn't help myself but to say, it's the weirdest thing. It's the weirdest thing, right? And that's why we got people running around here with facades and masks and stone face and stoic, and yeah. And then everybody secretly asking themselves, is this what life is all about? Is this what life is all about? Pretending to be statuesque? Woo, yeah. I've already did my lightweight exercises. I had my protein shake. Well, let's say my protein coffee. It had creatine, collagen, and fiber in it. have a small version of it here. And that's because I'm running out of protein. Well, I'm running out of the protein mix. Right? I'm down to the very last end of the protein mix. So I'm supplementing my protein mix with powdered peanut butter. Okay. So I'm gonna go over here because I forgot to inflate my tire yesterday, right? So yesterday it got below freezing by dawn, right? So, oh my God, there's a line at Discount Tires to have your tire filled. See, this is what I'm talking about. When it starts to get so cold, it affects people's tires. They got 5 cars lined up to get their tire filled at Discount Tires. Damn. Yeah. So, we're not going right now anyway. And this is what I'm saying. We're paying people, right, to deal with people individually, but these businesses are paying people to deal with people in general with, standardized stats that they use, right, in their evaluation, right? Because I keep hearing, the Social Security community, talking about, well, you could lose your benefits, if you show that, you can sit on the toilet and wipe your ass by yourself. Now, I'm being very facetious. I am. Because that's what it's like. Here's the thing. Right? You got these motherfuckers keep talking about, oh, well, if you can get out of bed, wash your ass, go to the bathroom by yourself, fix your food, well, that's all the activity you need, right, to live. And that's not true. It is not true. Okay? Here's the thing, right? They want to identify the people who can work versus the ones who can't work, right? Now, we know our doctors are not God. They just aren't. They don't know why people have illnesses a lot of the times. They just don't. That's why they're stuck in this loop of, having to treat the symptoms, right? Because I went to the doctor's office and literally, went there specifically to see if they can identify what's ailing me without me telling them my symptoms, without them telling without me telling them my aches and pains, the regularities of these, episodes, okay? And no. If you go into the doctor's office and basically say nothing, right? They'll do the same thing, you know. They'll check your heart, they'll weigh you, they'll look at your eyes, your ears, you know, your nose, your throat, you know. Some of them, they will look at your hands and your fingers. Those are the spiritualists. They'll look at your fingernails and try to see, right? When they're looking at your eyes and stuff, they're looking not only at your focus, but also whether or not, you know, you have, you know, indicators of whether or not, you know, there's something going on in the deeper parts of your body, right? Just like your fingernails can tell whether there's something going on in deeper parts of your body. You know, have you ever been to a doctor and they're like, let me see your hands, and they're looking at your hands trying to figure out, you know, is there anything else going on in your body? Right? Well, those are spiritual doctors too. They're practitioners, they're medical practitioners, and they're also spiritual doctors, because they already know it takes more than just testing to heal a body. Okay, it does. It really does. And because of that, you can't say that it's one procedure fits all. It's just not. And yet we still try to keep fighting with that notion that we can treat everybody like one, right? Especially, you know, these people talking about one love. And I'm like, no, it's not one love. It's many loves. It's many loves. Right? And then they're like, oh, well, you're not thinking about it deep enough. I'm like, okay, tell me how to think about it then. You're telling me that all loves are one love? If you're saying that, then yes, I agree. But I done came across too many people who was hung up on the fact that one love meant it's whatever love that they're attaching to, or whatever lust. Stop, Cherie. Stop. Whatever it was they were attaching to that, you know, gave them strong feelings of desire was love. Right? But if we were teaching many loves, maybe we wouldn't have this problem of these men thinking that they're in love if they find somebody like their mama. Right? They get somebody that's like their mama and they have nothing in common with that woman. Nothing. Yeah, she might be a good cook and good cleaner, and, you know, and maybe, you know, is submissive enough to let you do whatever you want to her, but you have nothing in common with her. Because you have nothing in common with your mama. Stop. And you might have a little bit of something in common with your mama if you and your mama was like born in the same generation, right? And they say like a generation could be a minimum of 15 years, right? But we think that a generation is 30 years, but y'all were like, no, 15 years. Okay, so your mama had you when she was 15 years or younger, then yeah, you got something in common with your mama. You guys are born in the same generation. Okay, I was just informed that the senior center is closed because the recreation center has no water, and they suspect that they will be open tomorrow. So, damn. Damn.